Everybody. I know I just did a live not too long ago, and this is very quickly as I'm coming back. And let me grab my tablet so I can see everybody's comments better. So, as I was saying, I just needed to get my tablet. But the reason I came back on right now, and it's not for what I expected to be talking about today, but I've been digging a lot deeper. I've been doing a lot of research, and it's come to an awe-inspiring moment to where I can't guarantee, but I know now why we're going to have the drop. But I also know exactly how to play this, and this is just something that you're going to have to go next level here with me and understand. This crosses markets from crypto to the NASDAQ and back and forth, and it's all what we need to have. I'm sorry, this is like the moment of awe, because this is everything that we've been building up to, and it's gonna, oh my god, I can't, we're gonna get into this. I just have to pull this up, but I finally found the smoking gun to everything I've been looking for, which almost guarantees this drop. Oh, this is great, everybody. Listen, this is great. Okay, so XRP, our main ticker for the cryptocurrency. Now you go into here, Armada Acquisition Corp 2, and I knew something was wrong when Xrpn, which is what they publicize, wasn't moving at all. It's moved like 1/3 of 1%, so I sold it. I did some deeper research, and it turns out you've got XRP, and I'm going to show you the information. Xrpn, Xrpnu, and Xrpnw, and basically there's $1 billion, and it's a investment by Evernorth into this company. And their job is to buy XRP shares. This is the whole purpose. They're going to use that $1 billion to buy. Do you think they're going to buy it with the price up here? Eh? Or do you think they're going to buy the devil's wick after it comes through it, which is that big drop in the market? Is it convenient timing that this started October 30th? And even deeper, XRPN, XRPNU, and XRPNW each have their own exposure by different parts of this treasury to XRP. So the volatility and the expansion that's going to happen when it comes through, it changes the whole game. All my speculative nonsense in crypto that I was doing, some of it's going to shift in XRP and XRPW. So by virtue, you can take some of your risk off the crypto market if you want. This whole thing, it's the greatest. Listen, if there was ever a thing called insider trading, ladies and gentlemen, when I say we hit the nail on the head in 2021 when we started this channel, I never thought that I would come to this moment where it would be this easy. All we have to do now is wait out this consolidation with the price of XRP. When we think we've bottomed on XRP, we individually split in not 1/3 weight, because the volatility is different. So basically, from what I've seen, is XRPN is going to be your more stable form. XRPN used the most volatile up and down, holy schmoles. You know, it likes to move. There's a lot of volatility if you like, but you can weight it. So I'm going to weight my stuff, and I'm going to go deeper, because it's when it starts to tie in, you're going to understand why this is so important. So basically, XRP via Evernorth, the Ripple, via Evernorth doing this and having $1 billion, they're guaranteeing a $1 billion, with the B, $1 billion purchase by the treasury that they've already raised to buy the shares. So when that happens, the reason I think we're going to have a crash now even more is the valuation is going to go up a lot quicker the more shares they have on the initial purchase. I'm telling you, I think this is the venture and these SPAC companies, and because we know XRP and Ripple, this is our home run. Like, this is us being like, okay, we're going outside of just XRP and the crypto sphere where it could be capped. And now we go into a whole new ball game, ladies and gentlemen. We go into a whole new ball game after the intro. I'm going to read this information. We'll look at the XRP chart, but this is going to be our focus going forward. A lot of the bullshit, I'm done with. Like, I love Band, I love Dent, I love a lot of this other stuff. It's done. I'm done. What I've realized here, it's making literally, I told Julie, the image I had was a bunch of robots picking their dicks off the floor. And she goes, you can't make an image like that. And I did not. So my image I did is simple. Standing amongst the crowd, And on the billboard, it says NASDAQ, and it's AI, remember, October 30th, 2025. Armada Acquisition Corp. 2 becomes Xrpn. Below it, it says Xrpnu, well, I don't even know what the fuck AI did. Xrpnw, so, but it's the world's largest institutional XRP digital asset treasury company. And think about it. Think about it. So, good afternoon. 1:46 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, November 3rd, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. No, Wales, I understand the shitty market tokens, but I'm talking about even deeper, outside of like just having XRP, XLM, XDC for that part of the market structure, and having IOTA for the mainframe token for the IoT, and having algo just because of what I think of it, what it's doing with its secular. There's certain things that it goes deeper than this. So let's not lose focus. Let's not lose focus, because right now I've got cleared if I want to, but it's not all going there because there's also oil that it's not being talked about here, but North American I don't know where the fuck it's at. It's on my phone. But there's an oil company that we're getting towards where the play, it switches a little bit. It's in my my trading account. NOG, Northern Oil and Gas Inc. But now the key is, here's the problem. So when I look for trading of Xrpn, Xrpnu, and then we got to read through this because this is explosive. It's explosive. We may not be able to trade all three factors right off the bat. We can trade two of them, but we may not be able to trade all three. And I'm on JP Morgan, so if it's not on there, it's going to be hard to find. Well, you can find some stuff. Like I'll have to look through Charles Schwab and things like that. But I want to be able to give all the information. So let me load this up. Search Xrpn. Oh no, we can find all three. It listed the third one. Okay, it has all three of them now. Never mind. Because at first it didn't have the third one, Xrpnw, W, but now it does. Okay, good. So we can buy all three on there. Never mind. I didn't say XPR was part of the shitty tokens. I haven't never bought XPR yet because it's not on any of my exchanges. Oh, I haven't bought any of these. Listen, I'm expecting a drop. I'm going to time it based on if the market drops in crypto. And we'll go over crypto in a second, but let me get through this without being too interrupted with the comments. It's all three of these. But one of them, like Xrpn, is like the main holder of the other two, so that's more stable. Just look at it in that sense. That'll be more of a stable holding. But I'm going to read through this. One of them's like the equity. One of them's an equity part of this fund. So the Xrpnw, there's the warrant. That's the warrant, the equity warrant. And then you have... We'll read through this because it's gonna. There's just a lot. Excuse me. There's a lot to this. I'm overly excited, if you can't tell. But that doesn't mean I'm not trading crypto. I'm saying I'm a fan of XRP before all. So the only reason there was other speculation on other things outside of my norm is because I had extra capital. Well, I believe XRP can make you a millionaire, and this is part of the XRP. This is its ecosystem. Just understand, XRP now, before I read into this, excuse me, XRP, it's a treasury here. So they can basically take that $1 billion, wait for the market, which they can do, the market, they know how it's going to go based on the algorithm. inject that capital, and then it's going to raise the valuation of all these of its independent company. Then they can fund their own purchasing of XRP legally. Don't you understand? This is $1 billion worth legally, and that's just what they've raised so far. Imagine what else can be raised into this. So now they can artificially buy XRP. Ripple, do the partnership with Evernorth. This is like the greatest thing I've seen in a long time. So let me read through this. Excuse me. So, Armada Acquisition Corp. To a special purpose acquisition company sponsored by Arrington XRP Capital Fund, today announced that it will change the ticker symbol for its Class A, and this was on the 29th, ordinary shares on NASDAQ from AACI to Xrpn, which we've talked about. In addition, the ticker symbol for its unit will change from AACIU to Xrpnu, and the ticker symbol for its warrants will change from AACIW. And I had to go through it. It was hard to find this because every time I searched, it wouldn't come up. So I had to go through the Evernorth and all this stuff, and finally I found a Fidelity article through Fidelity's through their. Anyhow, who gives a crap? In addition, the ticker symbol for units will change from AACIU to Xrpnu, and the ticker symbol for its warrants will change from AACIW to Xrpnw. This ticker symbol change will be effective upon the commencement of trading on NASDAQ on October 30th, 2025, representing a key milestone in the company's strategic transformation. This change underscores the company's evolution in the world's leading institutional XRP digital asset treasury company. And I've said since the start, XRP would be its own treasury, but not in the traditional sense. I believe this would meet that expectation when we continue to read. This is the best part. This is when I jumped out of my chair when I started to put it together in my head a few days ago, but it all kind of clicked in the moment, which is why you've seen me sell the shares of Xrpn live on the air today, because it had clicked before the live, but I wasn't ready to talk about it. But I'm like, oh man, I got to do this. The market is open. So the ticker symbol changes come on the heels of last week's announcement that Evernorth Holdings, Inc., a newly formed Nevada corporation, Evernorth, has executed a business combination agreement. You ever take a drink of something because you're so excited it goes down the wrong pipe and then it won't let you talk? This might be the Lord's way of saying, Tom, not everybody's going to be ready to hear this. Agreement with Armada 2, the business combination agreement, which will result in a new company that has raised over $1 billion in gross proceeds to fund open markets purchase. Over $1 billion. Over $1 billion in gross proceeds to fund open market purchases of XRP. That means on the open market. So you want me to believe that we're not going to go down in price? Especially seeing we're in wave 3 out of 5 on 5 waves down, theoretically. So as the SPAC sponsor and longtime XRP fanatics, we at Arlington Capital have high conviction in Evernorth's ability to drive meaningful impact and add shareholder value, said Michael Arrington. Even if I didn't know XRP, when SPACs are released, after that push up, you generally see like a nice pullback before they actually start going where they're going. But this is different still, so I'm going to watch it based on the XRP price, and that's what I'm going to strike. And I'm going to, oh man, should not have took that drink when I was all excited. Let's see. So in recent months, XRP has maintained its prominence in an ecosystem, and it continues to expand through bold product innovations, a relentless community, and a string of notable new contributors, including Hidden Road, G Treasury, which makes more sense now. Rail and Standard Custody also makes more sense now. So Evernorth, at closing of a new announced business, this is about them. Combination agreement with Armada 2, Evernorth will be a publicly traded digital asset treasury that provides investors with exposure to XRP through a regulated, liquid, and transparent structure. Unlike ETFs, Evernorth intends to actively grow its XRP per share through a mix of institutional DeFi yield strategies, ecosystem partnerships, and capital markets activities. This is the ground floor of innovation. So like with the stock market, or with XRP as a, hold on, I gotta blow my nose, but XRP, it's one thing to understand it on the crypto market. It's another thing to understand what this means in the actual sense of finance. Like, this is huge. This is going to turn in, if you want capital, you can farm your own capital now. It's unbelievable. Julie, I drank water way too fast. Yeah, but it went down the wrong way because I keep coughing.
Timmy Carroll on their way in, and we'll have more on the markets coming up. Sean Pellet on what has been a pretty decent day so far. Mixed up with the S&P 500 up 7. This is Bloomberg TV right now.
I'm Maya, and these are my breasts. From sports bras to minimal bras,
When I figure things out, this is how I talked about the commodities back in the day. The miners, when I connected the dots that they were gold and silver, meant, oh my God, we have miners to get it out of the ground.
Now, I have a new perspective on what matters.
Kisqali with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with stage 2 and 3 HR positive, HER2 negative early breast cancer with a high risk of recurrence. Kisqali may cause serious skin reactions, liver problems,
Much better. I don't know how many of you have heard that.
life-threatening lung problems, and abnormal heartbeat. Your doctor should test your heart and blood before and during treatment. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening cough, chest pain, or dizziness. Before taking Kisqali, tell your doctor all your medical conditions, medicine,
No,
and if
it
you're
is not.
pregnant or planning.
There's no dividend as of yet,
Common side effects include headache,
but they're already there, my friend. You can buy these. When it changes in 26, that's going to be after the volatile state. Yeah, you'll be able to collect the yield and what, but you can still buy. The articles say 2026. I understand, but I'm telling you, I literally can buy and sell all of these, all 3 tickers. You can get your positioning. You guys can speculate in the comments. I'm just reading the information, and nobody's going to kill my buzz because this is what I'm doing, and I'm here to bring you the information of what I'm doing. Not everybody's going to like it. At closing of a newly announced business combination agreement, and we talked about this, intends to actively grow through there. Arlington Capital, the world, blah, blah, blah. Arlington Capital is a digital asset management firm primarily focused on blockchain-based capital markets. The firm co-founded in 2017 by TechCrunch and Crunchbase founder Mark Arlington has invested hundreds of startups around the world. Arlington Capital is a seasoned international team composed of Silicon Valley veterans and operators with deep venture capital's experience and crypto native roots. I swear I can't stop coughing now. Let's see. We know who they are. Additional information, so you can find the S4 forms, but that's the basic information there. That's the basic information there. So the question would be, 1, how to buy it, 2, when to buy it, and 3, what does that mean for the price of XRP? Well, 1, I would think that would mean it makes sense why XRP is down 7% today. Not only the fact that it looked like it was going to drop, but the fact that they can purchase on open market. They're going to be looking, the more shares they can buy on the open, the better. And we still have, in a 5-wave move, we still have movement to the downside. I still think, here's the other obvious issue we have for XRP, even without what I just said. And you can call this, a lot of people are calling it the devil's wick, which it's true. We had that big breakdown, and it seems very unlikely that we're going to go into a sustained bull run, and they're going to allow everybody to be in these long positions that got into them on that wick. And it's true, that doesn't generally happen. Usually melt back down, you fill it out. So I think what's likely is that if we come back and fill these out, and it's like $1.16 on average, if it gets filled out, I mean, this is where I think we could get that final exhaustion phase if something like this happens. I don't know if it's going to go to $1.16, but I could certainly see $1.77 to $1.82, you know, pretty easily. But honestly, if we fill this exhaustion out, on some exchanges, though, it only went to $1.50. I think it's by design why this happens. Throws you off the sun a little bit. But I really, I use the JP Morgan trading app. I don't have a link to share, but if you're in the stock market or whatever, make sure that you have one that actually can trade, you know, the treasuries and all that. Because in the end of the day, this is almost like a treasury. At some point, we're going to get a yield off of it as well. So, I think that that all I was saying was not that I don't like these. Like, man, if it comes down to like 10 or 12 cents, sure, I'll buy 10,000 of them for cheap. If it breaks down to 20 something, you know, if it breaks down cheap enough, well, yeah, I'll buy it like that. But there's just certain things that change. Like Linnea, I told the audience that I would buy it and I would just let it ride, and that's what I'm going to do. So unless we decide to buy another 1,000 when it gets like 009 and another 1,000 when it gets to 006, or we just leave it, that's up to you guys. But I promise I won't sell it, and we'll see what happens to it compared to XRP. And we'll just see what happens. We'll see what happens. And I say to that conviction, we already got a lot more selling it and buying it when it fell and then buying more. And we'll just keep doing that. Instead of sign, that's just what I'm going to do. But I want to focus on the XRP, the Xrpn, and Xrpnw, and NU. Because I think this is going to be a generational opportunity. Like, I think this is where it's at. If you believe in XRP, why not? Why wouldn't you want to go to the next layer? So to put it in perspective, I'm trying to figure out the ratio to put into each. Is it 5,000 into, is it 10,000 in the more stable one? I don't know. Right now I've cleared off of profits from my miners that I was okay taking to stay, and you guys know the situation. I was way up, and I harvest capital when I'm way up on things. I don't sell all my shit because I don't think it's done, but I overbuy in the beginning, so I've got way more than I could have ever imagined still in the sector. I think it's like 65,000, and the ones that I have, I adore. And how many I have of each of these, I'm still in awe. But I was able to clear like 20 something, like 26 or 28,000 in capital. Not all of that's going to go to this venture, but I'm thinking probably a good 15,000 probably will. I just don't know how to break it down. So I got to see where the prices go. I got to see the way the charts line out. I got to see how XRP plays out. But I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not pretending to be one, and if you make a decision, make an educated decision. I'm just a very big fan of the XRP ecosystem, and to me, this is an obvious home run of what we already know. And I'm not saying buying today, because we could very well have a drop of like, I don't know in these charts, because we've never seen them work, so I don't know what's going to actually happen with these. Xrpnu, what is it, up right now? Maybe, I don't know. I don't know why it says it's up $1.43, or it was. But obviously you don't see a lot of movement. But it looks like it's at 10 something, so that's not updated. So that's another thing. You're gonna have to pay attention to the updated chart. What does it say on the actual trading exchange? That's all I really care about when I go to buy something. What the price actually is. So let me just pull this back up. But I would love to hear some of the audience expand on this as well. Like, what do you think of this? Do you think this is where we get the injection of capital? Like, this is where that unsung hero comes in. We're like, okay, well, here's the formation. This is the formulation of a long understood process that we've known about. We just didn't know how it would materialize in the actual, on the NASDAQ and the Dow, or on the stock market, and it found its way through the NASDAQ, which I think is freaking fascinating. I think it's fascinating. So Xrpnu is the one we're looking at. So if I go to buy it right now, okay, yeah, so they want that. That's what they want. They want $12.89 right now. So I have no idea when the right time, like I said, I don't know when to buy. I don't know if it's going to have a big pump. And I don't even know how often these charts update, because as you can see, they're not very up to the minute. This one does a better job. But I'd love to see how these start to play out a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna watch the XRP's price because they're gonna layer in their buys at the right time. They know what's going on. See, they're in the big club, we're not. So let's just mimic them. Let's mimic their movement. Let's mimic the breadcrumbs they give us. So now we know. There's our catalyst. I can't say guarantee, but I mean the price is dropping a lot. And now if it comes through, and it does melt down here in a fashion, I mean it makes sense. And it should make you all the more confident of why your investment in XRP is actually a good thing and you shouldn't be afraid. And let's just say right now you missed out on XRP and you've been watching it and you want 10,000 tokens, right? And it's been 35,000 to buy them and now 23,000 still. What if it does come back down to $1.25 and it's only 12,000 to buy the 10,000 tokens and you've just watched 25 and 35? Like, what are you going to do there? Or are you going to make an investment? Or what if it comes to $1.77? Would you be willing to make an investment? If you were pissed off at $3.50, would you make an investment at $1.77 when it's half off from that price? I don't know if we're going to get all the way down there, but I mean, the market does seem to be, going in a very ominous direction to the downside here. I think we can all agree on it, at least for the moment. I mean, if it continues on this track, because we went back up to hit resistance, if this continues, we could be finding ourselves 25% down across the board. I think we could go all the way down even lower than $1.77 to 82, but that's the next big mark for me. I think something big's happening. And before the big takes place, you got to have a flush. So I think this is perfectly placed. I have a lot of capital to the side now, and I think my model is going to change a little bit. And the fortunate thing is I don't need to take anything off the crypto exchanges, but I'm going to be, okay, what's the next one that can do the same thing? Well, if H-bar goes way down, we already know their formulation with the ETFs and so on and so forth. But if H-bar went down, that would be one that you would look at and be like, well, it's already got these, it's already got that, it's already got its ties. And that's just another way to look at it. But just keeping along the lines here with XRPN, ticker symbol, just write it down. Xrpnu and Xrpnw. That's the warrant. So how much volatility are we going to get? Whoops, wrong one. How much volatility are we going to get? Well, it's early. It's early. We've had a lot of volatility since the beginning. Have we not? 24 cents. That's a lot of movement already. Maybe it just keeps going straight up. But I can see that's the casting. It's way off. I think what's going to end up happening is this will probably dump out now after the initial, like this will dump down after the initial, oh my God, look what this is. And then we'll get some kind of median here where we're going to know what's going on. That's what I'm waiting for. You always get the excitement when a SPAC company merges and the initial phase, but typically, like this is the actual trading for this is the trading. It's not actually at 20 cents. When it switched over, this is where it was actually at. We started at like $1.11 is what you're going to see since they made the switch. So I think what's going to happen is it's going to end up falling itself back down pretty good. That's why I like to go back in the past. I understand that it's only this much of the chart you can look at. But if you look at it before the merger, there's a lot of built-up anticipation, it looks like, that people were expecting something. But now you have to base it on since the merger. And I can tell you it's going to be a little bit down before it's up. It should anyhow. Just strategically, you would think so, because you're going to get a big price push when you're buying the hope of a merger. Like the hope. So people are, and then they get their payoff, right? And then it sells off. And then it comes down back to market value, which is what I'm expecting. We don't know what market value is because we haven't seen enough evidence. But this is where it feels good to sit there and be like, okay, let's see what happens here. No, this is great. Listen, this is great for the XRP coin. Guys, listen, this is great. As of right now, it's just under $2 billion worth of money that can purchase XRP on the open market. It's good for XRP long term. This is good. This is great. but I can't just dive into those three before I find market value. I don't know what it is, but I will soon. But I think it's going to line up with XRP's corrective phase that it's in with the rest of the market. I think the rest of the market, you know, it's in a uh-oh moment. And Bitcoin is leading the charge, and Bitcoin seems to want to come down to 10 or 98-ish. But we got to get through 104.3 first. But this is a great thing. This is everything we were hoping for XRP. I'm going to be buying them where I have the funds to the side. Is JP Morgan trading account, but I'm sure you can buy it on Charles Schwab. So if you have a Chase account, you can use JP Morgan's trading account. It's private to members of Chase, you know, to who have theirs. What's my thoughts on XDC at the moment? Thanks, and thank you for the $9.99 donation, 1970 legend, and also in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge, our fellow Buckeye, which I do have to leave, and I got to log off at 2:30 because I got to pick up my son from school, as you know, so we got about 19 minutes left. But I love XDC. I love XDC. So the price right now, I don't necessarily love. Because with what's going on in the market, I could really... We got to see how it reacts to 5284. That would be the first area where we could go big. But with the way the market structure is set up, I don't know if that's... We'll see if that holds. We're below the 200. There hasn't been a lot of buying pressure. We got to see if this breaks down and we ultimately come back down, because we've never back tested this big consolidation area, and that's always made me nervous. I don't know if we come to 2.9, but if XRP, I'll tell you what. If XRP goes down sub $2 and it's closer to like $1.25 than $1.70, this is going to come all the way back down to 2.9. Oh, it's going to. Something big is going on. Like we've felt it. And I never felt more confident than when I read this stuff with Evernorth and with the 3 ticker symbols that'll be created, and understanding, and you got to understand what SPACs are and warrants and things like that. But I don't know. This is just something that this is my vision, and if it materializes in a way that I see in front of me, we'll see what happens. We'll see how the market reacts. It's almost sucks that the market's already back down to 233, because when I logged off, it went up to that 238 like we talked about, and then I come back on and all of a sudden it's lower than when I was on earlier. So I liked I would have rather been on when it was going back up for that, you know, small amount of time. Because when we were on, it was doing this, then I get off and it does this, then I come on and it does that. Like he's the Grim Reaper. But no, it's done what it needed to do, honestly. Man. You look for certain, you try to connect the dots, and if you're looking at connecting the dots, I mean, XRP with that treasury formation, it's big. The smoking gun is the injection. It's for you as a trader. If you like XRP, and not just XRP, it's the treasury, the way that they formed it. There's over $1 billion, almost $2 billion and counting. And this just grows. People are like, oh, only $2 billion. Don't they trade $1 billion? You're missing the point. Yeah, you trade that, but not all of it's being bought and held. It's being bought and sold, the trading volume. This means right now they've got almost $2 billion that they can buy on the open market and lock up these tokens and become their own treasury. And the ticker symbols that they're building around to throw value to these companies, they're basing it around XRP's growth. And if we want to find a way for XRP to get to the double digits and eventually hopefully hit that $100, I still don't think $1,000, but if we want to make a move to 10 to 20 and 30 to 50, we need stuff like this. You need stuff like this, but a treasury backed, and you're going to be able to get a yield by being invested in some of these. One of them's not going to move as much. You're going to get the warrant, and that's going to kind of sit flat. You know, you're not going to get a lot of market movement. It's going to be marginal compared to some of the... You'll just have to look into it. You'll just have to look. We'll talk deeper into it, but this is kind of like to break the ground floor. You know, this is kind of to break you in easy. But it is a smoking gun. This is the formation and the confirmation of the actual treasury for XRP at a grander level than just, oh, it's going to be in an ETF. This is better than an ETF. This is better than any formation of an ETF. They've got their own damn ticker symbol outside of an ETF. This is big. Only found Xrpn for sale. What do you mean? I literally bought and sold Xrpn, actual Xrpn on JP Morgan, and I showed it when I did it, the actual buy order, and then I sold it live on air today. I don't know. I'm not. If you're asking me how far I think it's going to drop, it might not drop. We still might not drop. We could. The bottom could still be in. I don't know. I'm just saying this could be a reason why it drops farther. Besides the fact that it looks to be on a 3 out of 5 wave count down. But I don't know how far it drops. Honestly, I'm not here to know that exact information or to tell you exactly where to put a limit order like that. That just, I don't know. That's not what I do. I try to give you the information so that you can make those informed decisions. Otherwise, what's the point? I can't teach you to fish and direct you how to fish and then bait the fishing hook. You know, reel it, then let you reel on in, have all the fun. And then I gotta unhook it and I gotta clean it all up. And no, you gotta do the dirty work. Otherwise, you're never gonna get anywhere. I don't know. That's what we're trying to figure out. That's the all-inviting question. What is the proper buy if you're not in? Where is that majestic reversal? I would tend to start with that Devil's Wick, as everybody's calling it. Because it is. That's Temptation Island. You got all these people that are long traded right now on leverage contracts. I guarantee it. We can see the order flow. Right now, a lot of people are going short as well. But it's mixed. But what you end up doing is you liquidate these people. And then right when the longs think, or the shorts think it's nothing but down, it ends up going in every way. But this is the biggest problem we have right here. 218. Yeah, this is the biggest problem we have right here. And yeah, this is Binance, so it's kind of hard to just look at Binance with any credibility because it had the ridiculous wick. But $1.16 is fair. That's fair. That's what CoinAnk uses for its liquidity chart. With Xrpn, Xrpnw and all that, when I do buy, it's going to be just like when I was buying all of my commodities and things. This will be something that'll be a long time sitting there. And I imagine I'm probably going to put between, I don't know how to split it up. I got to read more into it and see the way it breaks down and see the way the percentages move and see what kind of dividends and yields. But there'll probably be $15,000 worth of capital that I had from profits that are, I have like 28,000 sitting in my trading account right now that's not being used from profits that were taken off just to pay myself back and then some, like, you know, proper trading. In my JP Morgan account. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I've got a big plan what's coming next for me. I've been building it up. It's just, it takes time and I got to be patient. And I can't worry about the market up and downs. I just got to stay true to myself and know what I know and do what I do and do what I know. Nobody knows what I know better than me and nobody does what I do better than I do because it's what I do. And then, yeah, it's just a matter of seeing where the market sentiment falls, seeing where the actual market value is on all this. We're not going to know anything yet. But believe me, when the market drops like this, you're going to see the pricing of this coming because it's going to be based specifically on the momentum of XRP, which is the interesting thing. They're basing the majority of this fund purely around XRP sentiment, like the pricing and the market value and how much dominance it's creating, how much of a market tug it's taking. So think about it. When people ask, is it good? Hell yeah, it's good when they get in because the higher the price, the higher the valuation. The higher valuation for this company, the higher the price, the higher the valuation, the more money they're going to have to buy more open market XRP, which means they're going to want the price to keep going up once they're already in. And then they'll wait for the pullback as it's just going to be the repetitive loop. It's like when they first discovered the wheel. Oh man, we got to walk this heavy shit all the way down the fucking end of the hill. And they got the wheel and they're like, hey, wait a minute, what if we put like a basket or something? And somebody figures it out, and then all of a sudden they're wheeling it down. They're like, this doesn't seem right. And now we're able to do this so much faster, while the guy down the street who doesn't understand the wheel is like, well, what the hell is going on over there? Why are they able to keep funding themselves so easily? Hey, he needs water and he refunds it up in the back. Like, I got to go over here, take me 18 hours. This guy does it in 7 minutes. Well, 7 hours. It's kind of the same thing.
It's who we are. It's who we are.
It's who we are.
So whether it's simple, quick carpet cleaning, aired up cleaning.
Okay, Joe, I knew somebody was going to ask that, and I figured it would be you, you son of a biscuits, you, my friend. Could you do the XRP to XRPN flip scenario? But then I ask you, which one? XRPN seems to be more stable. XRPNU seems to be way volatile. It's the running up and down and left and righter.
It's who we are.
It's who we are.
So more stable.
Whether it's simple, quick carpet cleaning,
You know, this is obviously but we don't know. We don't know right now. I think it's interesting. Do I flip XR? Joe Wolf, now hold 10,000 XRP, 4,000 at 250. Night before XRPN launch, wait for XRP, $5, sell all, equal 20K cash, 3 same night, buy 2,000 XRPN, shows at 10,000. So you're saying XRP is going to go to $5 and you're going to take the $20,000 in cash after the price goes and it's still going to be at $10. Is that what you're saying?
The new month, we have got the Dow Jones Industrial Average lower. S&P, NASDAQ, they are both gaining the start of traditionally solid month on Wall Street sees tech stocks rallying as Amazon's $38 billion.
Let me go back and read from if I missed something further up too. XRP plan scenario doesn't work. Now hold 10,000 XRP, 4,000. Oh, okay. So you're saying before XRPN launch, wait for XRP at $5, sell all for 20,000 cash. And then same night buy 2,000 XRPN. Yeah, but why would XRPN? I don't understand. If XRP is at $5, you think we're going to do all that movement and XRPN still going to be at $10? That's the only question I have.
Just above $107,000. Disney's asking Alphabet's YouTube TV to restore the broadcast of its ABC network for election night as a fee.
Oh, I see what you're. Okay. I see what you're saying. I gotcha.
Right now we got Disney down 0.4%. Alphabet shares up by 0.5%. Again, recapping S&P.
Doubtful XRP goes 5 and XRPN stays at 10. I would assume it will rise to 20. Yeah, because when it comes out, what is it? What is the actual release price? I can't remember now, but it's when it actually comes out in 26.
All right, Charlie, thank you so much.
Senate vote in 3 hours.
Right now, though, our eyes are on the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. That's where we see the Fed's.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, maybe, because if you're going into XRPN when it's about to lit. Okay, I see what you're saying. I was trying to just make sure I had all the information.
Back in August to fire her from the Fed board.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. I like that.
Has made its way to the Supreme Court.
I like that because XRPN ain't going nowhere for now. It's the volatility in XRPNU that intrigues me right now for the up and down. But I that's.
On the lawsuit, quote, many people have reached out. I'm grateful. My briefs have laid out my position because ongoing.
Yeah, XR, you can buy it.
Appropriate to comment further on it, but the opportunity of a lifetime to serve on the Fed.
Also talking about the economy, Lisa Cook saying
That's interesting.
further labor market weakness is greater.
I mean,
Inflation will pick up, but stop short of enduring.
I've heard worse ideas, Joe. I've heard a lot of worse ideas. In fact, I've come up with a lot of worse ideas. I don't hate it. That's interesting. Yeah, you can already buy XRPN right now, but so long term you're okay with buying XRP. I'm buying anyway. Yes, the share price will only catch up once launched. Yes.
If you had to send in the army or you had to send in the Marines, I'd do that in a heartbeat.
I didn't, who, me saying to buy XRP? Well, I didn't say to buy it today. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I don't have to worry about buying actual XRP.
To do it because I haven't felt we need it.
So you're going to send the military into American cities.
What I'm telling you is, if you think this is good for that, for XRP and XRP, think about how much this will allow the price of XRP to rise in the future.
kind of take away from that conversation.
But I'm not saying that you can't buy XRP. I'm just saying it's not worth not holding. This is more paying attention to the other part of it too, though. Like if you understand it from the XRP side, imagine what that means for the other play here too. Eventually, you're going to get a dividend. You know, on XRP, you're going to end up getting a dividend. And once they start paying you to hold it, this ecosystem is going to go crazy.
Funding of the program until partial funding, but it comes after a couple of judges last week, one in Massachusetts.
Oh, there's going to be.
To do this, they had until
Oh, I think if you invest in the 3 parts of this, including XRP, which we've already got that part down,
removing another pain point.
I think over time, this is creating a monopoly.
That's exactly what I wanted to talk about. If we think about things that could compel
Like,
Democrats and Republicans to come together.
it's creating its own little, not just ecosystem, but it's creating its own pyramid. This is literally creating its own little Ponzi that can't even, it'll never be able to be taken away once this is in place, and it's already in place. That's why it's the smoking gun. This is what guarantees everything that everybody always kept saying to us that isn't possible. This proves that it actually is, and it's not only possible, it's actually in place. And in a few months, it's actually going to go live. And imagine, based on their XRP holdings, we're actually going to earn yield on our money, on our token or our shares of this.
So they're going to have to rewrite that CR.
So, well, I look at this a little different. I don't know how many communities, because I don't look at any other communities. I really don't care what anybody else says. But this is the way that I'm looking at it. And it goes a little deeper than just, I'm telling you to buy XRP now. Actually, under this, I would say probably wait today and buy it, because in theory, this should allow the price to go down, because they're going to make that first purchase. Well, they know, maybe the institutions, like we speculate if it's got to fill what we call the devil's wick, but maybe the institutions are like, oh, we already know that this is going to fill. This is part of the game. So they got all this time now. It dumped all this stuff. Is that ironic that it happened on the 30th after this, and now in the so maybe it's like, all right, we know it's going to fill, or we don't know where it's going to go, but somewhere we got the rejection and whatever. So, but I got to get going because my son, we got to pick him up from school. I wanted to do this. We'll talk more about this as we go. It's probably good to let it sink in. But this is another reason why you need to be in Tom's army, be in the Telegram, because we can talk about this more. XRP's price continues to slip down here a little bit now. It's slipping under $2.33, down 7.78% on the day.
Virginia, here in New York City, in the mayoral race, governor race in New Jersey as well. Is President Trump on
I think
Well, that's a great question. He's not acting like he is. You know, we had
it's complex, but I think, damn, Tom, you're giving me high blood pressure. Ah, sorry about that, Scott. You should have heard me. I was coughing my brains out because when I started, I was so excited that I took a drink of water in the beginning of this live, and then I'm still trying to read. Oh, man. But no, it's because I love XRP. So knowing that this is actually building like this, it means that we were right. That's the thing. Like, this vindicates everything. This is the vindication. Like maybe the escrow is pre-allocated. That's a good question. That's a good question. Oh, there's so much stuff here. So much stuff here. But, all right, Julie, we got to get going. All right, thank you, everybody.